Dice Tower Tonight, episode 33.
Holiday gaming time.
Welcome to Dice Tower Tonight, a video cast about board games and card games, and especially the people who play them. On tonight's show, Tom is recovering from the retreat and getting ready for the next one, so Crystal and I are on our own. We'll challenge each other to some devious games, chat about some we got to the table recently, and discuss the pros and cons of giving games as gifts. And of course, we'll take your questions live. I'm Eric Summerer, and joining me now, the Princess Adora to my Prince Adam, Crystal Pisano.
Hello there, Eric. It's very nice to join you this evening.
And all right, who's the fuzzy friend? I gotta know.
This is Maybe. She's the one that likes to hop up in my lap sometimes during the stream. Although in like 2 minutes, she'll probably want to hop back down again. And right now, she's apparently kissing my hand, so that's fun. But
you are delicious, apparently.
Yes, this is Maybe. She's my friend. She's not the one that barks all the time. Sterling's the one that usually people hear barking. But I guess we should explain why our third co-host is a dog and not Tom. No, Tom has not magically turned into a dog wearing a pink sweater, although that would have been hilarious.
That would be humorous, for sure.
Yes, no, Tom, like Eric said, is busy with the retreat, both the previous one and the upcoming one. So he's given control of the show over to us once again.
Well, yes. So I was at the retreat for last weekend, the first of two. It was only about 60 people in a very small room in a hotel. But it was kind of nice to do something very low-key, low-stress. Got to play a whole bunch of games that I hadn't played before. Got to play a few that are, favorites of mine. Merchant of Venus was played twice, I think, by request. I didn't say the first time I did start. Anyway, doesn't matter. Lots of new games and met some new folks and just had a great time. And then before that, we had PAX Unplugged, which has just been a whirlwind of gaming events. And I'm actually, as much as I'm missing the folks down in Florida for week 2, I'm sort of glad to get back to normal, at least for a couple weeks before Christmas hits.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like, as much as I love big marathon gaming events, stretching it out over 2 weekends, I think would be too much for me as well.
And they're doing 3. I mean, they were, the whole crew was at PAX, and then they were there for week 2, and then week 1, and then a week 2. So yes, I'm sure they're going to have a great time. But you sort of got that glazed look in their eyes as I waved goodbye to them on Sunday.
Yeah, I could kind of tell in some of the footage that you and Tom recorded for Board Game Breakfast, because his thoughts weren't quite as narrowly focused as they usually are.
Yeah, that was fun. I got to join Tom for Board Game Breakfast to do some segments that I don't usually get to join in on, and it was a great whirlwind trip, but a lovely time. So how's your 2 weeks been, Crystal?
My 2 weeks has been good. Definitely not as much gaming as you all have done, but this coming weekend, I will be doing a lot of gaming because I'm having my birthday party. And of course,
happy birthday!
Thank you. My birthday's on Monday. I'm very excited. I'm one of those people that still enjoys their birthday, and I think I probably always will. People joke, they're like, "Oh, you're 29 again, eh?" And I'm like, "No, I'm turning 34, and I'm okay with that. I don't I don't mind how old I am. It's not anything that bothers me." But yeah, a whole bunch of friends. I think 20 or so, maybe 25 people are coming over to the house, and we're just gonna play games all day. And then I bought some really cool materials to make custom meeple ornaments. So I made one as a test, and then I bought the supplies so everybody else can make one. Well, 17 people can make one based on the number of supplies I have. It turned out really good, and I'm really excited. I tweeted a picture of it on my Twitter feed a few days ago if people want to go check that out. But it's going to be a good time, and we'll be doing a lot of gaming, I'm sure.
Wow. Okay, so we should get into some of the games we've played recently. And usually the wonderful thing about doing this in a video format is that I get to show things to the camera. I don't get to do that this time because I don't have the game in my possession yet. But I did want to talk about the latest from Jerry Hawthorne and Plaid Hat Games. It's called Coma. It's sort of a follow-up to Stuffed Fables, but it is a much more mature subject matter and theme. It is an adventure book game where you've got the storybook and text on one side of the board, and then you have a board that you're moving your minis around. But you play Comanauts, sort of people who are tuned to this guy's personality. He's a brilliant scientist, and he has world-saving technology locked in his head, except he's fallen into a coma. due to some, very serious psychological trauma and stuff. And so your job is to go into his subconscious, which is represented by coma zones, which are like strange worlds with different themes in them, and try and figure out what's wrong. Um, the few that I've played twice now, and there was one that was like a Scooby Doo adventure animated show. There was one that was a flashback to a protest that he participated in. There's just like a regular diner set up. Just all these different time periods and imaginary facades, and there was like a flat video game that you're trying to move around in. The whole point is that you're trying to track down some of these. They're like psychological issues, self-doubt, fear, shame, and you have to figure out. You're given 5 of these coma zones to explore in each round. The only thing you really know is that the big bad, the one guy you have to track down, is not in the first zone you're in. So these, shame and fear and stuff are associated with these different zones. But the first zone that you're in is not where you need to go. So you have to start looking for clues and working your way through the different areas and fighting these figments of his imagination to find a clue that then leads you to one of the other 4 zones where you want to go to find the big bad. And if you guess correctly, you work your way through the story and get to the end, and that's who you're looking for, and you can win the scenario. If you're wrong, you work your way to the end, or maybe learn about more clues that then lead you in a different direction. So there's a little bit of mystery here, some puzzle solving, but it has the same dice rolling system as Stuffed Fables, some tweaks, of course. You're drawing dice from a bag, and then you use those dice to do actions, move around the board, and attack, and you've got melee weapons, and you find items, and a lot of the same things from Stuffed Fables that seem familiar, but the theme, because it's all about like subconscious and dream worlds and stuff, can get a little dark and almost gets a little Arkham horror-y in certain areas, especially near the end of some of these scenarios. So even though it might seem like your 10-year-old or my 10-year-old would be able to handle the mechanics of the game, this might be more disturbing than you want it to be for younger players. So that would be one warning. If you're looking at this as somebody who's graduated from Stuffed Fables or Mice and Mystics, the subject matter can be a little dark here. But I'm really enjoying the exploration. There's a lot to explore here, because you may enter a coma zone in one game, but you only skim the surface of it. Whereas in another adventure, you might have to work your way all the way through that zone in order to complete it. It's really neat, and I can't wait for it to release. That's Homonauts from Plaid Hat Games.
That sounds really interesting. And it's someone in the chat said the progression sounds a lot like the Carmen Sandiego games. But I actually was, as you were describing it, kind of picturing like an adult version of the Magic School Bus, like Ms. Frizzle taking you into somebody's mind, but only darker and less kid friendly.
Yes. Yeah, there's no Magic School Bus here, unless I haven't gotten to that scenario. That's possible.
I mean, if there's a Magic School Bus involved, I'm in, definitely. So, well, that sounds awesome. So are the scenarios, so is it like, it's not a legacy game, but it's scenario based. So like you progress through the different scenarios?
Right. Well, but unlike, so Stuffed Fables, you start at chapter 1, you work through that, then go to chapter 2. This one, there's 11 possible chapters or zones, and you shuffle them up and draw 5 of them to interact with that round. If you can play it as a one-off, or you can play it as a campaign. But if you do the campaign, all you're doing is sort of marking which bad guys you fought before and reading some extra story at the end. So it's not nearly as like progression based as some of the other campaign games.
Okay, well that's probably nice though for people who want to play more casually anyway.
Sure.
Cool. All right, well, the game I wanted to talk about is one that I actually got for free at BGG Con. So BGG, when you get a badge, they give out a number of games for free, and you often get to pick which games those are from like a selection. And one of the games that I grabbed kind of on a whim, just because it was small, was this one. It is Push. It is from Ravensburger. It is new. Honestly, I grabbed it expecting it to be garbage. Even though Ravensburger is a very well-known publisher and they've put out a lot of good stuff, but I think they also publish a lot of stuff in general. So just a small box card game looks kind of Uno-esque. I was just not expecting much from it. But, spoiler, I was kind of pleasantly surprised. So the components are a die, a custom die that has different colors on it, and then a deck of cards. And that's it. That's not all of them, but whatever. So in this game, it is a push your luck game, shockingly, based on the name. On your turn, you draw cards, and you have 3 piles that you can place them into, face up on the table. And every time you draw a card, you place it into one of those 3 piles. The rule is that cards cannot be the same color or same number as another card in a pile. So for instance, right now, if I were to draw, hey, a 4, I cannot place it in the same pile here because there's already a 4 there, so it has to go in one of the other 2 piles. So obviously with only 3 piles as options, eventually you will get to the point where certain cards you draw would cause you to bust. So let's say I decide to stop at a certain point. I haven't busted yet. I've made 3 piles. I then get to take one of the 3 piles. The player to my left takes their choice of what's left, and then the player to their left gets the last one if there were 3 when I stopped. And you just keep those cards in front of you, and they will be points at the end of the game if you do not lose them. If you bust, then instead of you getting to collect a pile, the player to your left gets first choice, to their left gets next, and to their left gets next. So you get nothing if you bust it, but the other players get stuff. So that's interesting. If you happen to draw, I should flip these over so I can actually see them, one of these cards, and it ends up in a pile. Whoever takes this pile now has to roll the die. So they collect their cards, they roll the die. Whatever color they roll, they have to discard every single card they have in that color. Whoa. So you've got all these cards sitting in front of you that you've collected, and if you roll like blue and you have a bunch of blue cards, they're all gone instantly. These cards act just like the other ones in that only one of these can be in a pile. So if you have one of these in every single pile, you draw one of them, it will bust you. And that's literally it, aside from the fact that when you get back around to your turn, if you want, you can skip your turn and bank some of the cards in front of you. You can choose a single color and bank those cards. You flip them over face down and put them off to the side, and they can no longer be lost, but you don't get to draw cards on your turn, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because you're collecting cards on other people's turns, so it's not horrible. There's also little reverse cards that switch the order in which the piles are collected. It does not switch turn order. But then at the end once you've run out of the deck, whoever has the most points in both banked cards and cards sitting in front of them wins. It is ridiculously simple as push your luck games go, but it is interesting because strategically when you're making those 3 piles, you're trying to make one of them really, really big and awesome for yourself, and you're trying to make the other 2 kind of crummy, like with those rainbow cards that are going to make people roll the die. Because guess what? If this is the only card in a pile and you have to take a pile, you take this card and you still roll the die. So you didn't get any new points at all, but you have the risk of losing some that are in front of you. And that is a funny moment every time. So I believe you can get this one on Amazon. I'm not sure about its availability from other retailers. I looked online and it looked like it was kind of hard to come by. The copy I have specifically says not for sale, for promotional use only.
Oh, wow.
So I guess they made a bunch of these specifically for BGG-Con, is what I'm assuming. But I did see it on Amazon. It's, small box game. I do not like that it's a tuck box. I've already torn it, of course.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tuck boxes are the worst. And so, I don't know, maybe at some point I will find another storage solution for this one. But I was pleasantly surprised by this. And it says ages 8+. I think you could play this with kids younger than 8 pretty easily. Yeah, I liked it quite a bit. I would recommend it if you're looking for a light push your luck game. And this may come up in a discussion that Eric and I are going to have in a little while as well. So,
okay. You could probably put that in a quiver or, some other.
Oh, definitely. Oh, yeah. Why haven't I done that yet? This is going to go in my quiver for sure.
All right. So it's time to challenge each other, Crystal. And you were really excited about what you have for me, and I felt the need to to do something that at least would entertain you some high percentage of what you're hoping to do for me. I couldn't come up with a Christmas themed something. I went looking for a bunch of Christmas trivia. I tried to find statistics on like the most popular Star Trek Hallmark ornaments, and I couldn't find anything that was worth, making a game out of. But then I thought, did you know that a game show that was extremely popular has returned to the airwaves in the last week or so?
Deal or No Deal just came back, if I remember correctly, with Howie Mandel, no less. Is that right? Right?
That's right, Crystal. We're going to play Deal or No Deal.
Oh my gosh, you have envelopes.
Let me back this off just a little bit so you can see. It's pretty low tech, but we're going to play straight up Deal or No Deal. There are 26 cases that you can pick one of them. And the object, because, I don't have real money. There's no budget here. But so the goal here is to either get the million or to get to accept a deal that's worth more than what the case is worth. That is your winning condition. Okay.
Okay. Now,
right.
Okay. So I have to ask, just for my own mental knowledge, do you know where the million is, or did you put them in and not pay attention to where they went?
I put them in and did not. I may have seen one value, but it's not the million. I don't know where the million is.
Okay, that makes me feel better because I don't want to have to try and like glean information from your looks.
Yeah.
So I like that you don't know. You're just like Howie. He's completely blind. He has no idea what's going on most of the time.
I put this together in way too much of a frenzy to know where these are.
All right, perfect.
So you need to pick a number that will be your case for the duration of the game.
All right. Well, since my birthday is on Monday and it is my lucky number, I am going to pick case number 17.
Case number 17. Bow, 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 now, 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 down, down. All right, this is yours. I'm going to stick it to the keyboard.
Okay.
That's yours. Now, as you know, the first thing you have to do is pick 6 cases of the remainder, and then we'll think about deals.
Okay. I will go with number 3.
Number 3. We'll just pull that off. And I even set it up so that I can open it like the models do.
Oh, no. That looks like a big number.
200,000. Sorry, 200,000 is off the board. I need another number.
All right. We're going to go with 23.
23. We're going to pull that off. I'm going to destroy this board as I do this because this was put together pretty shoddily. All right. Yeah. Ding. It's a 1.
It's a 1?
1 is good. 1 is very good.
Yeah, that's the best. Oh, wait. No, there's
one. There's a 1 cent. There's a 1 penny somewhere on the board.
All right. Number 6.
Number 6. We'll pull that off and open it up. This is very hard to do one-handed, by the way.
I think you're doing an excellent job.
Yeah, thank you. 500.
Okay, I'll take it.
That's not bad. That's not bad. All right.
All right.
3 more cases.
Let's go with Christmas. 25.
25. Pull that off the bottom of the board here. And 25. And 1,000.
Okay, I'm all right with that.
1,000's okay. That's just on the right side of the board, but
All right, well, let's go to the one that was next to mine. Let's go to 16.
16. Pulling that off. And 16 is whoop! Oh no! The million is off the board. But the 750 is still there. There's, it's all imaginary money, so, anything's really good.
Why wasn't I born a day sooner?
All right, one more, and then we'll figure out how to do a deal here.
Okay, was that not 6? I thought that was 6. Maybe
not. You've done 5.
Okay, let's go with number 1.
Number 1. It's flopping all over the place, so we might as well remove that from the board. Number 1. Now I have tape on my fingers. 100,000. Oh, that's not too good. Okay, so now...
At least the chat knows we didn't rig this.
Very true, very true. All right, let me put the board down for a second because I have this faint sound of a... Hello? Yeah. Yeah, Tom, what's up?
Tom is the banker.
Yeah. Oh, you've been watching. Good. Yeah. Well, I'm marking it down. Yeah, the 500, the 1,000. Yeah, the million's gone. That's true. Yeah, 200 and the 100. Yeah. What is it? Okay. All right. Okay. Sure. Let's do it. Crystal, Tom says $102,000.
Ooh,
So if you say no, then you have to open 5 more cases.
I mean, how many are left that are bigger than that? I feel like Jeff Engelstein would tell me to take the deal.
You've got 750, 500,000, 400,000, 300,000. Those are the last 6-digit numbers.
So there's 4 cases total that are higher than that, and everything else is lower. I feel like I would like to state for the record that I should take this deal. But because it's less exciting in a video format for me to take the deal and not open more envelopes, I'm going to say no deal.
No deal. All right. So what was it? 103,000 or 102,000 that I gave?
102, I think, is what you said.
All right. 102 off the table. You have to open 5 more cases.
Yeah, this is going to go horribly wrong, but that's okay. Yeah. I'm just whatever. Let's go with number 19.
Number 19. Pull that one off there. And let's see. Low numbers. 5,000.
Okay. Number 6. Wait, did I open that already?
Number 6 is off the board.
Oh, 7 then.
7. Lucky number 7. And
don't show me something bad.
75. That's
Ooh,
great.
Okay.
75 is terrific. That's a great one.
Let's
really
go
happy.
with, we are happy. Let's go with 11.
11 seems like a good number. Pull 11 off the board. And 75,000.
Okay.
Not terrible. Not terrible.
Less.
Still, yep.
Still less. Number 14.
Number 14.
And chat, I hope you're enjoying Deal or No Deal. But make sure you do not leave because you get to participate in the next game we're going to play.
Some participation.
So, yeah, it's going to be exciting. What do we got?
10,000.
Still less.
That's still less. One more case.
All right, one more case. Let's go for number 8.
Number 8. All right. I wonder is chat discussing strategy? Because that's always a fun discussion.
Well, a bunch
number
of them
8 is 25. That's great.
All
That's
right.
good.
They were all less.
That is a really good thing. Hang on.
Somebody in the chat said 10,000 points. Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding. Ah! Yeah, Tom. Yeah. Well, this is what happens when you leave us alone. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm marking it down. The 5,000, 75. I mean, I feel like that was a good round, right?
If it's Tom on the phone, he would lower the offer just to be
just to spite us. Yeah, probably. Well, let's see. What was that? Oh yeah. Okay. No, I'll tell her. Yeah, it went up. 135,000.
How many total? So I've opened 11.
Yep.
And there were how many to start?
There were 26 to start.
26. So I've opened
you'll have to open
half.
4 more.
I mean, I really do. I know this is fake money, but I want to take the deal, but that's not good content. All right, chat, tell me legitimately what you want me to what you want to see me do. Do you want me to keep opening envelopes or do you want me to take the deal? I need my phone a friend, which I know that's not from this game show, but I'm going to use it anyway. So chat, tell me.
They're saying the deal's good. I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
But just think what you'd feel like if you had
the 750
higher case. Yeah, I mean, it's, think of all the fake things you could buy with that fake money.
Somebody said take the deal, end this game. Oh, glad to hear you're enjoying it, Trevor. Well, we're going to keep opening envelopes regardless, right? Like,
we need to find out what you have, of course.
Yeah. All right, I am officially, for the sake of gameplay, taking the deal.
You're going to take the deal. 135,000. That sounds like a great deal. I mean, that's virtually fake life-changing right there.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, there's way too many things to open each individual case. But let's just say, if you were to pick one more case on here, what would you have chosen next?
I think I would have gone for 26 next.
26 next. Let's see what that would have been. 5. So that would have been great.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here's your case.
All right, let's see what I've got.
Did you feel good about this case?
I mean, I did. It's my lucky number.
What do you think is in that case right there, number 17?
Well, so here's where I don't know what to say because I was hoping it was a very large number, but now I'm hoping it's less than 135,000 so I can win.
You sold this case for 135,000 fake dollars.
Yes, I did.
You made a bad deal.
It was 750.
You had the 750,000.
I am shook.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. But I hope you spend those 135,000 well. I mean, thank you for being on the show.
I'm way more upset about this than I reasonably should be. This is the best ever. Also, I'm never going on that real show because I'm literally like sweating right now and this is so fake. I'm not. I can't. Oh my goodness. Well, all right. I'm going to compose myself and chat. I'm going to need your help for this next game. You all are going to be participating because we are going to play a modified version of the somewhat new board game, Just One. So for those of you who do not know what that game is, I don't have the actual components of that game because I don't own it yet. But in that game, there is a card that has a list of words on it, and one person puts that card facing away from them. They pick a number. Based on whatever number they chose, everyone else sees what the word is for that round. And then all the other players have these little whiteboards, and they write down a one-word clue that they think will help the guesser guess what the word is. So, for instance, if the word was bread, you might write down sourdough or rye or something like that. But the trick is, in the game, everybody writes their things down in secret, and then the guesser has to close their eyes, and everyone compares the words that they wrote down. And if any two or more people wrote down the same word, theirs get erased, and they do not get presented to the guesser. So you're trying to put down words that are like not super obvious, but are obvious enough that they will point the person toward the word they're trying to guess. So how are we going to do this here? What we're going to do is I'm going to hold up a card to the screen. Eric will not be looking at my screen when we're doing this.
Yep.
And he won't be looking at the chat either, because then what's going to happen is the chat is going to be the ones coming up with the words that I will be presenting to Eric to try and get him to guess the word. I will accept only the first 6 single word clues that show up in the chat.
Ooh.
And if any of them match, I will not read them to Eric. So it's going to be tough for you all because you're going to want to be quick if you want your clue to be read. But if you come up with something too obvious and someone else comes up with the same thing, then it's not going to get read to Eric, and so it'll be harder for him to guess. So
unless that's what you want to happen,
I mean,
because
yes.
you don't like me.
Oh, no, we want Eric to guess these. So let's do a practice round.
Okay.
So
I will turning off the cam. I cannot see it. I've got my deal or no deal calculator on the screen.
All right. So I'm going to hold up the word. So here's the word, chat. The first 6 single word clues that show up regarding this are the ones that I'm going to use. I'm going to put the thing down. And then when the words pop up here in a few seconds, I will read them. So we have 3 words, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, so many. Everybody wants to play. Okay. Okay. So we did have a cancellation. So you're getting 4 words total, Eric. The words are winter, sleigh, dog, and snow. So what word do you think it is?
Winter, sleigh, dog, and snow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a single word answer.
It's a single word.
Reindeer.
Oh, nope. It was sled.
Ah!
With a tiny
Dog
little drawing
sled.
of a sled. Just wait, chat. Some of my tiny little drawings are going to get real bad in a little bit. So that'll be fun.
Good.
Okay, so I guess we're playing for real now. That was our practice. Everybody knows what we're doing. And And then, yeah, like I said, first 6 words are the ones I'm going to go with every time. So here we go, chat. Here's our next word.
Do I get to know a category at all, or is just?
They're all holiday/winter.
Okay.
So that should help, I would think.
Okay, good.
Okay, so here we go. Oh, those don't come up in the same order for everyone. Interesting. Well, I'm using whatever I see in the chat in case they don't come up in the same order for everybody. I promise I am reading the 6 words that show up first. So, all right, here comes the next one, chat. You ready? Here we go. Here's the word. I will take the first 6 words that pop up. I know that there's a little bit of a pause because of the delay, and I think they're, oh, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. All right, so here are your clues, Eric. Sharp, freeze, white, and melt. There were 2 words that got canceled out, or well, 1 word that got canceled out because it was said twice. So sharp, freeze, white, and melt.
Icicle.
That is correct. It's
yes!
icicle.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on a roll now.
Somebody in chat keep track of points because we'll just see how many we can get right.
How many different words do you have ready to go?
I believe I have 14, but we don't have to go through all of them. I just wrote down a bunch because I wanted to be prepared. So, all right, here comes the next word, chat. Here it comes. This is your next word. Please apologize for the horrible drawing on this one. Yep, things happened, and that's what it looks like.
I do feel like I'm in an isolation tank right now.
Because you don't get to see my awesome drawing.
I want to see these later.
All right,
maybe when we're off the air, I'll get to see the drawings. But I'm sort of closed in my studio, and I can't see anything.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and those 2 were canceled out.
Oh.
Okay, so your clues are heart, humbug, stolen, and mean.
Heart, humbug, stolen, mean.
Yep.
Grinch.
That is correct. It is Grinch. Green is the word that got canceled out. So, All right. Here we go with our next one. Another wonderful drawing from me for this word. Here you go, chat. And let's see here. Waiting for single word clues. All right. Oh, there they go. Okay. So let's see. Those 2 are going to cancel out. And those 2 are going to cancel out. Uh-oh. I think you can still get this. You're only getting 2 words.
Okay.
But I think you can do it. So your 2 clues are nutmeg and alcohol.
Eggnog.
You are correct. It is eggnog. The words rum and booze got canceled out. I love that 2 people typed booze almost immediately. Pretty good.
This is fun. I like this game.
All right. I hope the chat likes it too. I know it's a little odd, but I figured it would be fun. And it gave me an excuse to draw some tiny holiday drawings. So let's see. Let's go for this one next. All right. Here it comes, chat. Best drawing ever. There's the word for you. I guess it's not. Sorry, if I was holding it too close, it wasn't focusing. Let's see what the chat comes up with this time. Okay, we've got our words. Let's see. We're going to have some cancellations. Those 2 will cancel, and those 2 will cancel.
No.
Oh, yeah, we're only getting 2 words again. So your 2 clues are Santa and sweep.
Chimney.
Yeah, you got it. So the words that got canceled out were bricks and soot, which I thought soot was great, but 2 people said it almost instant at the same time. My drawing, which I will show you later, has a pair of Santa legs hanging out of the chimney, which is why it's funny.
Yes.
All right, let's go for this one. All right, chat, here is your next word.
Think uniquely.
Yeah, it's got to be unique.
Although I'm doing okay, so that's
You're doing great.
yeah. This is working.
I don't know if anybody's keeping track of points, but basically you're just killing it. So that's all that
Right.
matters.
I probably should be keeping track of points. I have nothing else to do during this 30 seconds.
Whatever.
You could keep a pile of the cards of the ones we got.
Well, that's true. I could have done that. I could have. That is an accurate thing I could have been doing. All right, here are the words. Let's see. Those two will cancel out. Those two will cancel out.
Oh no.
So we only have. Oh no. I don't like the two words that I have left to say.
If it's inappropriate, we should skip them.
So what's funny is by themselves, they make perfect sense and are not inappropriate. But those two words together is really bad. So we're just going to skip this one. Or you know what? Actually, I'm going to give you two words only, but I'm not going to give you those two. So I'm cheating. Chat, please forgive me, but things are bad.
These are the things that you have to do in live video. Okay.
So we're just going to say, I'm going to go to the next unique word. So we're going to go with 8 and yarmulke.
8 and yarmulke. Well, okay, there's a couple things. I'm going to go with Hanukkah.
Oh, so close. It was menorah.
Menorah.
Sure,
that was the other.
Yeah, I'll tell you after we close the stream what the two words were, but I'm not going to say it right now because it's bad. And nobody did anything wrong or bad in this chat at all. Everybody was fine. It just happenstance.
It's just the way it came out. Okay,
yeah,
sure.
it just not. Yeah. All right, chat. Keep it. Let's just. I'm not even gonna. It's fine. Here's your word. Oh.
This is why game shows get edited on TV.
Yes, that is true. Because sometimes you can't predict. Oh man, those Steve Harvey outtakes from Family Feud are kind of the best.
Yeah, I bet match game outtakes are pretty weird too. Anyway.
Oh, interesting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and those 4 all cancel each other out. So you have 2 words: smooching and red.
Smooching and red.
Yeah.
I gotta go with mistletoe.
It's mistletoe.
Oh, good.
We had kiss, 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 and kissing, and those all eliminate each other. So, all right, let's see here. How about this one? All right, here's your next word, chat. Okay. I put the drawing on the top this time instead of on the bottom. Mixing it up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, okay. We got some 1, 2. Oh, it's not looking good. All 6 words cancel each other out.
Oh no.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they are only 2 different words total. I don't even know what I do in that instance. I can't. I have no clues to give you.
I think I just have to take a stab. This is the category is holiday or winter. So, okay, let's see. I will say, what haven't you? Let's say ornament.
Oh, nope. It was snowman.
Oh, well.
So, yeah, the words that everybody said were frosty or carrot. All right. Here's the next one, chat. I think I'm going to get through all of them. They're going pretty quickly.
Okay, sure.
I'm curious what the chat will come up with for this one. I think it's a little bit harder, maybe. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, somebody said if you had guessed that, you need to give us some winning lottery numbers next. 2. Okay. We got lots of words. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and only 2 of them cancel out. So the 4 clues you're getting are garland, laurel, circle, and leaves.
Wreath.
Yeah, it's a wreath. Door was the one that got eliminated, so you didn't even need it.
I didn't need that.
Yep.
Laurel was a good. That was a good one.
That was a really good one. All right, chat. Here's your next word. See what the chat says. Okay, we got some stuff. Oh gosh. Okay, well they're all unique. You get all 6 of them.
All right.
They're great.
Oh, good.
We've got witch, diabetes, sweet, brown, spicy, and gumdrop. That is witch, diabetes, sweet, brown, spicy, and gumdrop.
Gingerbread.
Yeah!
Yes.
I saw the first 2 words were witch and diabetes, and I was like, oh yeah, chat knows what they're doing now. Because that's the thing. You have to come up with things that like will point somebody in the right direction, but aren't going to be the words that other people would pick. So chat, You're doing great.
I mean, diabetes could have led in any number of directions. So
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 more. Okay. All right, here's the second to last one for you, chat. I hope y'all are enjoying my horrible drawings. I spent literal minutes on them.
This is going to be fun when people watch this back later. The moments of silence while we wait for the chat to.
I mean, you can see it in the live chat after the fact.
That's true. All right.
They didn't used to be able to do that, but you can now.
Multimedia experience then.
All right. Well, we've got 6 words, but 4 of them are gone. So you have 2 words for your clue this time, and those 2 words are carol and jingle.
Well, I guess bells?
Yay! That's correct. It's bells.
I'm surprised jingle made it through.
I am too. The words that got canceled out were toll, T-O-L-L, and ring.
Okay.
All right, last one, chat. Here we go. One of the cutest drawings, probably. I don't know. All right, let's see what chat can do with this one. I had a couple more, but I think that's probably enough. Although this is fun, so.
It is.
This is going better than I hoped it would go this well, but I didn't know if it would. So
I mean, we could bring this back with another topic, of course.
Yeah, and we could have multiple guessers too, theoretically, or we could have we could do this in a few different ways. I'm kind of excited. Yeah. All right, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they are all unique. This one's gonna be easy. Easy. Your clues are Dasher, Grandma, Nose, Cupid, Comet, and Glow.
Okay, it's got to be reindeer.
Yay!
There we go.
It's reindeer. Here, hold on. Okay, so you can turn on your camera again.
Oh boy!
I know.
Hey, there you are.
And hold on, I'll show you the rest of them later if you want. But here's the chimney one that I was laughing at so very much.
Oh, nice. They're in color. That's really nice.
Oh yeah, no, they're all I've got little. Oh my gosh, hold on. Look at my horrible Grinch. Look at this.
That's a great Grinch.
I looked him up online and kind of tried to emulate it, and it did not go well.
Oh, that's terrific. That was a blast. I really enjoyed that.
Yay. Well, I hope you all enjoyed playing along with us. Because I wanted to involve you all. I think it's fun for you all to watch us torture each other, but it's more fun to involve you in the torture, obviously.
We want to share the torture.
Hooray! It's a giving season, after all.
So earlier today, Crystal, we were discussing what we wanted to talk about today, and one of the suggestions you had was games to give as gifts, since we're heading into the holiday season. We're in it, actually. We're I can't really adjust to the fact that we're smack dab in the holiday season.
This year, okay, so I know about the phenomenon that causes every year to feel like it has moved faster than the one before it, because it is percentage-wise a smaller part of your total life. So I get that technically, but it still baffles me that every year feels faster than the one before it.
It is very true. But anyway, you wanted to talk about games that you can give as gifts, and I sort of backed up just a little bit because I wanted to talk about just the concept of giving games as gifts. Because when my wife and I first got into the hobby, really into it, we wanted to share it as much as possible. That's sort of this evangelistic aspect of our hobby. We want to get more gamers, and one way to do that is to give games to our friends and relatives. And so that first year or two, we just went nuts. So everybody, what game can we get them? What game can we get them? What game can we get them? We bought, I think we've purchased at least half a dozen copies of Ticket to Ride. We would pick like one or two games each year and sort of buy those and send those out as the gift this year. And then we eventually found out that most of those copies were not getting played. I would like go to my in-laws' house and open the closet to put our coats away or something and see still in shrink, like in the corner, the game that we got them 2 years ago. And sort of came to the realization that as much as we want to spread the love, the games aren't necessarily for everybody, and that you really need to find people who are going to appreciate them. Because I hate to just give somebody something they throw in a corner and never use just because they don't want to get rid of it and hurt my feelings or something. So with that caveat, what games are you looking to give people who are looking for games to play?
It's an interesting thing because like there's people like my family. So my mom, my dad, my sister, all of them will generally play just about anything that I put in front of them, like within reason. I don't usually obviously bring super heavy complex games around, but they'll play anything. But if I give them something, kind of like you said, they don't tend to get played. Like I got, so my sister and her husband love escape rooms. And so I bought them Escape Room, the game, the one that has the like plastic device with the plastic keys. And
Yes.
we played one of the scenarios together while I was there, and they loved it. And I'm pretty sure they haven't touched it since I left. And, and it's not that they didn't like it. It's just they like, I mean, they have a little one at home. So gaming time is, in
Right.
short supply anyway. But I think they're more enthused about the idea of playing a game with me than just playing games in general. So
Right.
like for me, if I was going to get them a game, I think I would go for something that's a little more casual, or a little more like, I think party games are a good give for most people. Stuff that's really approachable, that is easy to learn from the rule book. Like if I'm not there to teach a game, even if you give somebody Ticket to Ride, like that's an easy, approachable game. But if you have no knowledge of it, learning it from the rule book could probably be pretty like intimidating for some people. Yeah. So I think there are games with simple rules. Honestly, Just One, the game that we were just playing kind of here on the stream, like that I think would be a great gift for people because it is super simple and it's very approachable and it feels similar to party games that have been around for a long time, even though it's brand new.
Right. I mean, it's always good to sway more simple. My mom is one who does ask for games and likes to play new ones and explore new ones. But her primary gaming audience is a senior citizens group that it's like a game club at the local library that she runs. And so I can't get it. I think Ticket to Ride is on the more complex end of games that they can play with that group. Like Rummy Cube is more the style of game that they're into. Reef actually worked pretty well for them. And Cat Lady, the card game from AEG, is one that has worked well for that group. And in fact, my copy stayed with my mom because she thought it would work so well with that group. So I think it's always good as a nice rule of thumb, unless you know that the people you're buying for are gamers and hobbyists, which is just a whole different category. Because then you're looking for what specific title are you looking for? You're talking like BGG Secret Santa sort of gift buying level.
Right.
If
like what do they already own? What do they need? That kind of stuff.
If you're looking for a game that you want the relatives or friends to enjoy because they're interested in a new game, swaying simple is almost always a good idea. One that's always a hit with my family, I think I've mentioned here, is Roll For It. The Calliope games, Chris Leader game with the dice rolling, dice allocation, super simple, and it's super easy to teach, and anybody can pick it up and run with it. That's the style of game I think you want to go for when you're giving to friends and family.
Yeah, I would say something like No Thanks would fit in that category as well. Like really, really simple mechanics, but interesting strategy. So that way anybody can play it, but it's interesting to get good at it. And I think that's the case for a lot of like older games, you know, like Hearts, for instance, like a trick-taking game that a lot of people know, mechanically is very simple, but being good at Hearts is very difficult. So that kind of thing. I also think like The Mind is an interesting one. And I think trying to choose games that are simple, but somewhat different from the games people might be familiar with is nice if, in fact, your goal is to potentially get them interested in diving a little bit deeper. I don't think pushing them toward those deeper, more complex games is the right strategy. But if you kind of want to just like see if they're interested, the really weird, quirky, simple ones, I think are the way to do that, because then they might play it and go, I've never played anything like this before. Do you have anything else like this? And that's when you rope them in.
Yeah. Some folks in the chat talking about Guillotine being a hit. My folks enjoyed that one. Some of the trick-taking games like Diamonds have worked well. Let's see, what else do we have? Welcome to is one that, yeah, the roll and writes. Actually, most of the roll and writes. My mom just was it Quicks? Yeah, Quicks. I played that over Thanksgiving for the first time. Another one that works well.
Yeah, I taught my family Kribbeln, which is hard to get in the States, but it's easy to get from German Amazon usually. I don't remember what the English translation is. It's something that doesn't make any sense, but that's a roll and write game. Yeah, there's a few roll and write games that I think fit within this category of like pretty easy. I wish Let's Make a Bus Route was more widely available, because that is so much fun and it's easy to teach too.
Yeah. So some nice suggestions coming in there. Quicks Deluxe. The Great Del Moody. I've never played that one.
I haven't played that one either.
Yeah. Can't Stop, which I guess someone mentioned was difficult to teach, but that's worked well for both my family itself and for that group that my mom teaches, the senior citizens group. That's always
I don't know if it's just that I'm bad at basic arithmetic, but Can't Stop, for whatever reason, seeing all of the possible numbers that you can use when you roll the dice, like I'm bad at doing that quickly. So I like playing Can't Stop in app form, so it does it for me.
Yeah, you get like the 2 or 3 options, and
like I don't have to be like, okay, wait, which numbers can I do? Like I just see them and choose which ones I want to use.
Okay.
Yeah, that works out well for me. A couple others that I wrote down. I think games with good toy factor are nice gifts, like Lupin Chewy / Lupin Louie. I mean, I've seen small children and hardcore gamers alike have a lot of fun with Lupin Chewy.
What do you think about the ones that are, you know, the silly games, Pie Face or the Fantastic Gymnastics game? I guess if you're talking about kids, that's always a possibility.
Yeah.
Probably not for adults though.
I mean, it depends. I think like if you're gifting something to just adults, I think those games probably not. But if you're gifting it to a family, I think those games are great, because I think the fun in those games for adults comes from seeing the enjoyment the kids get out of them. Like Pie Face especially, like I'm sure most children are ecstatic at the opportunity to see their dad get hit in the face with a pie. So
that is true. Yes. The games that can embarrass the adults are probably going to be hits with the kids. All right. Any other pitfalls or advice for giving games as gifts that you thought of, Crystal?
I think it's just kind of knowing your friends, knowing your family, and only giving gifts if it is something that you really truly think that they're going to want, because not everybody is like, wants to game as a hobby. Some people will play games casually, but I think, just knowing if that's something they really want. Also, as a note, if you are going to gift something to somebody who already is a gamer and you don't know what board game to get them, board game accessories are a great gift. Go to Amazon, get some plastic Play-Doh boxes or little kind of Tupperware style tiny plastic cups. Yep. Any board gamer would get great use out of stuff like that. So if you don't know what to gift the board gamer in your life, those are some great ideas.
The silicone muffin trays that you can use as bit holders. The quiver We mentioned that
Oh yeah,
earlier. That's a terrific gift. That tends to be a little more expensive, but if you are spending the money on somebody that you know is in the hobby, that's storage options are really really good.
for
Um,
sure.
even just a big old box of bags.
Oh yeah,
Um,
plastic baggies with the holes punched in them. That's important. You want the ones that have the holes punched in them, because if they're regular baggies, then you have that like there's air in there now
yeah,
and
yeah,
whatever
squish
else.
it out.
Mhm.
That's fine. It doesn't annoy me quite as much as it does you, apparently.
I don't know what it is. It's just like that moment where you're like, you finally get it all sealed up, and then you go to put it in, and you're like, oh, it doesn't
Oh
fit.
man, now I have a bunch of pillows in the box.
Tiny, tiny pillows.
All right, we have a few minutes left before we want to end the show. So if there are any questions in the chat that you'd like to ask Crystal or myself, maybe about the Dice Tower retreat or PAX or our plans for the end of the year. Crystal, what do you usually do for New Year's?
So it varies from year to year. We typically go over to a friend's house or host people at our house, and just kind of hang out and play games. That is often what we're doing. This year, I am actually visiting my family in Kansas City over New Year's.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to hang out with them. And what's funny is that will be the weekend of Board Game Brunch, my monthly live Q&A. And I'm still planning on doing it, but I will be streaming it from Missouri, where my
All
family
right.
is. And I'm hoping that I can get my sister and maybe my 3.5-year-old nephew on with me. So we'll see. I'm not going to force them if they're not comfortable, obviously. But I'm hoping to get some special guests on for my live Q&A at the end of the month. So that'll be on Sunday, December 30th, at 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern. So that means in Missouri, I will have to be on at 11:30. I
Yeah.
guess I'll have to figure out. I know we have plans that day, I think, to go visit my grandma. So I might have to shift the time around. So keep an eye on the Dice Tower channel for what time it's going to be, but it will be on December 30th. And yeah, it'll be cold there, I'm sure. So
Okay, some questions coming in. Yes, that's Lego Voltron behind me. Are you going to be on the cruise, Crystal?
yes, I am so excited about the cruise. We're going to have the whole Dice Tower, like all the main players are all going to be there together. I think for the first time since Ambi and I got added to the bunch. So I'm really excited about that.
Nice. Let's see. What game would you like to see under the tree?
Ooh, that is tough. So I have a wish list on BGG that I've been kind of like maintaining. And now I'm going to pull it up so I don't like forget what my favorites were. Let's see, my wish list, my must-haves. Because some of my must-haves are things that I can't get yet or haven't been released yet. Like stuff like
Right.
Gen 7, the new Crossroads game from Plaid
Yeah.
Hat. I think
Which
that one hasn't
I also played that this weekend.
Oh man, I demoed it at BGG Con, and the retail is $100, but it's fun.
Neat.
Honestly, I think the top of my list for I'm going to name 3: Betrayal Legacy. I'm very excited to try it. Catch the Moon, which is a great little dexterity game, and I'll say my Grail game because I know I'm not getting it. The original 1989 Mall Madness, not the newer, like really pink and purple edition, but the like tan one from 1989. Like that's the one I want because that's the original one I had. I don't know where my copy is. I'm bummed that I don't still have it.
I think the one game that's top of my list is the new Pandemic Fall of Rome.
I've been hearing nothing but good things about that one.
I really like that one. I finally won it after I think maybe my 4th game. Finally won. And yeah, it's solid. It's different. I really, really like it. And it's out. But I guess now is not the time to buy games for yourself. But that's
this time of year is maddening for me because all of these wonderful sales happen at the end of November and in early December, and I have both my birthday and Christmas to contend with, so I can't buy myself anything, and it's so frustrating.
Yeah, that's what most of them will be there at the after the December's over.
I know, and it's so funny because if I bought them all now, it's not like I would play them all immediately. They'd all sit there for weeks probably before they got played. But it's just like when they're on sale, it's so tempting.
I don't get many games as gifts because none of my relatives, know to look on Board Game Geek or cool stuff for my wish list, and they're not keeping up with what I have and what I don't have and what I still want. So most relatives just go, nope. They go the accessories route, or they find something else to get. Do either of us cook for the holidays? And what dish or pastry do we really look forward to?
I mean, as far as like baking goes, I like baking quite a bit.
Yeah.
Sweets, cakes, cookies, that kind of stuff. As far as like regular cooking, I've never really prepared like a full holiday meal on my own, just because like it's just my husband and I here in Vegas. And if I travel to visit family, usually somebody else is doing the cooking.
Mhm.
I really like making cookies quite a bit. Like over the holidays, I usually try out like kind of interesting recipes. Like I've done white chocolate filled snickerdoodles in the past. I've done salted caramel chocolate chip cookies, things like that. Like I kind of like doing things that are a little bit unique, and they almost always turn out delicious.
Yeah. One of my favorite dishes that we always do on Christmas morning is, I guess the technical term is a strata. It's sort of bread with soaked in egg and with like some sausage in there and cheese, and it's baked like a casserole. And we'll have that for Christmas morning. That's sort of our traditional meal. We have to make it with like multi-grain wheat bread now, due to my dietary needs, but it's still pretty tasty. And excited to have that over the holidays.
Very cool.
Related, you mentioned cookies. Is Snickerdoodle your favorite cookie?
I mean, like my favorite cookie total is a chocolate chip cookie, but I feel like that's not specifically holiday. Like
Yeah.
snickerdoodles feel more holiday-esque. So I would say, yeah, probably snickerdoodles are my favorite holiday cookie.
Yeah, Snickerdoodle. My wife makes some really good Snickerdoodles too, and that's one I have to sort of save up my calorie points for.
Yeah, I mean, and sugar cookies can be really, really good too, but sugar cookies can also be very disappointing. So I feel like they're not usually my go-to, but man, a really well-made sugar cookie can be really nice too.
Well, they've sort of degenerated into what their Grail game is in the chat, so we should probably wrap things up so we can move on with our holiday preparations. And
Absolutely.
I guess in 2 weeks, it's actually the day after Christmas. I'm not sure until we talk with Tom whether we'll be back on exactly 2 weeks from now, or if we might mess with the schedule over the holidays. But we'll try and do another episode as close to 2 weeks as we can.
That is, yeah, we will definitely keep you all posted. Always, check, social media and just keep an eye on the Dice Tower channel here on YouTube for information if it does get moved or canceled for that matter.
So I guess it's time to sign off. So until next time, I'm Eric Summerer.
And I'm Crystal Pisano.
And you've been watching the Dice Tower Tonight. Promotional consideration has been provided by game publishers in the form of review copies of games. Tom, Crystal, and I should see you in 2 weeks for another installment. Our show is supported by viewers like you. Thanks. Dice Tower Tonight is produced by Tom, Crystal, and me, with assistance from Derek Porter and Rob Seary. The artisan window, which I insisted be built my way, provided by Azul Stained Glass of Sinatra. Timothy Pinkham composed our theme, and hosting is provided by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games at great prices at coolstuffinc.com. Give us your feedback on the Dice Tower Guild at Board Game Geek on Facebook or Twitter, or by emailing us at dicetower@gmail.com. And don't forget to visit the other shows in the Dice Tower Network. Find something new at dicetowernetwork.com. Until next time, from all of us at the Dice Tower, have
fun gaming. Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful Christmas. Or, it'll be on Kwanzaa, our next episode. I believe it's the day after Christmas. So that's cool. And I know Hanukkah just ended. So whatever holidays you happen to celebrate, have a happy one.